You are in a place of ascension. You are in a place where you are moving into the higher realms, and you are joining the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the familyhood of the galactics. Many of you connect with the Pleiadians or the Arcturians or the Syrians or the Lyrans. And I am here to tell you all. Connect with all. Of course you feel at home with some of these groupings because you spent much time with them. Though you didn't emerge as a Pleiadian or emerge as an earthling. You emerged as a fractal of God.
Welcome to Becoming Awesome with Peter D. channeling Sekhmet.
Hey, you beautiful souls. Today's special, I'm going to be channeling the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet. And, I like to start out with a joke. I was talking to Sekhmet about finding a joke for Egyptian gods and goddesses. And he said, Peter, why don't you tell a joke about a Greek god? And in the end, we decided to disagree. All right. So please remember, we're having a discussion. So put your comments below. Today's topic is going to be on claiming your sovereignty, your own authority, stepping into your authority. And who better to help guide us than one of our grandmothers in our lineage, Sekhmet. So here we go. Dearest children, we are honored that Peter is opening up his channel and his platform that we may speak with you in this direct manner. Our love for you has been throughout all your times and all your ages. Many of you understand the lineage that goes back through Egypt, but many of you are also beginning to understand that we are like a grandmother to you, in that where I am from, we were the progenitors of what you call the lion species, the Lyrans, and sometimes on the Sirius planet, who were, of course, the progenitors of the Arcturians, who were, of course, the progenitors of the Pleiadians, who were the progenitors of you. The lineage goes deeply, deeply back. And so we are honored that you are recognizing the connection, that we are all family, that you are our children. And it is not like we are trying to be parental. It is more like trying to just show the love we have. And we apologize that this is the first time Peter has made this connection with us, and our frequency is of a very high realm. Thus, he has been stumbling and finding his words. So we will dial down as best we can, and hopefully this will move more smoothly. But we do want to start off with this notion of how much love, because it is not like you are our children. He now has the words to express this. It is not like you are our children. You are our family. And that is what is most important. Now, Peter asked us to speak because he is aware of claiming sovereignty when you step into the realm where you own your power. And we want to give examples of how this is done with where we are from, as well as encourage you on making your own claims to your own power. So let us begin with speaking of where you are at now. You are in a place of ascension. You are in a place where you are moving into the higher realms, and you are joining the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the familyhood of the galactics, of the cosmos. You're moving into those realms. We welcome you. We've waited for this because we have such love and joy for you. As you're coming up, you are letting go of your childhood. So we want to encourage you to let go of some tendencies you've had about your childhood. One of these things is you put teachers on pedestals, And because you put your teacher on a pedestal, you keep yourself down on the lower level. Now, you should always recognize and be grateful to your teachers, just like you are always recognizing and being grateful to your source, your higher self, your God. It is just natural love and gratitude. But be careful how you frame it. Many of those who have taken roles of prominence in religion, in the mass culture, try to separate you, keep you down. They call you their flock, their children, and you are not. You are amazing beings who are a fractal of God, who contain God within, yet they separate you. And you unconsciously have this program in place so that when you learn there's more, and you learn there's a new age unfolding, you have abilities, you can connect directly. So first of all, you move the intermediary out. For many, many centuries on your planet, you had to go through your priests or your shamans or whoever to connect to source. You're now learning sources inside you, and you can just connect directly. So you're moving away from the intermediary, but you have been programmed such that you still do not understand that you are claiming your power. So you speak in terms of, oh, my teacher says this, and my teacher said that, and I learned this, and I learned that. And this is all beautiful, and it is respectful. And it's not fully learned until you claim it and say, I understand that. I know this. No longer having the permission of the teacher. You see, at an unconscious level, you're putting it out to your friends about what you're learning, but you're not taking credit for the learning you have, because you're saying, oh, I got it from this other source, so that makes it okay. And they're smarter and wiser and up there and everything like that. So the next step for you is to own it and claim it. Yes, it's beautiful to say, and this channel is a good example of that. Peter is very good at saying, oh yeah, I learned this here, I learned this there, but he owns it and says, I know, I teach, I understand. You understand this as the root. I am that I am that I am. When you start to claim your knowledge as yours, rather than given to you from someone, then you internalize it and you take the step up. And that is mainly what we wish to say. Respect your teachers. But you're ready to no longer just say, oh, I learned this in a book somewhere. Why do you justify and limit yourself instead of saying, this is my truth. I am my truth. Now, there was a time when Peter had a friend who would always give the lineage of where he got some information from. And Peter asked him why he did that, and his friend said, this was respect. I'm showing respect. And Peter mentioned it doesn't feel like you're showing respect. It feels like you're claiming significance. Oh, look at me. I've studied everywhere and I've learned a lot. And I can name drop, and I know all these beautiful things, and I can just put them in there and impress you with how learned a person I am. That's what it felt like to Peter. So Peter said that to this person. And of course, they'd stop being friends after that. So there, you might need to look, and are you trying to claim significance by talking about your teachers? So we first talked about no longer being in the shadow, being afraid to own the knowledge. Knowledge is not somebody's. Knowledge is part of the universe. It's free. Ideas are there. Can you tap into them? When you tap into them, it's not like, oh, look, I've received this great knowledge. You have, of course, but you then embody it and become that knowledge. I am, not I learned, or I was taught, or I was shown. So that is the first part. But the second part is, then you can play that game of, not only do I not have the wherewithal or the esteem about myself to claim this as mine, but then I'm going to play the significance game of name dropping. Oh, this is the lineage, and I learned it from all these people. So that is the main message we wish to say to you, is step up and own it. Now let's talk a little bit about how we do it on where we're from. Peter first encountered two of my children. He calls them Rock and Newt. they've given him their names, but he still gets baffled trying to pronounce them and remember that. So he calls them Rock and Newt, and they're giant 12-foot cat beings from his point of view. And they've been protectors for him because they enjoy him and he enjoys them, and they've agreed that when entities of darkness try to enter his sphere, they go hunting, they play. That's not like they kill these entities or anything, but they like the fun of the chase and the hunt, and they love just slapping them around a little bit because it's sport, and then they turn them over to Source and either give them the light or just say, keep out. And they're happy. And Peter's happy because not only is he in his own bubble of heaven, but he has friends looking out for his back, and he looks out for their back. And so it's a beautiful relationship. These are my children. So Peter started connecting with them, and one day asked, can you show me where you're from? And he saw their planet, and then they saw me. He saw me. And that was his first connection. Since then, he went on a trip to Egypt, and he went to a temple of mine that they say is 5,000 years old. It's much older. And he touched a statue of me that they say is 5,000 years old, which is much older. But because it's been on your planet for thousands of years and has been connected, I've been connected to it and you, all the people there, and they have used their consciousness to come and pray and connect with me. It's not like I want the worship, but that's how it was expressed for a long time. And you use the words gods and goddess. I like to use the words, hey, family, I've got some teachings for you because I'm the grandmother of this family, so to speak. But anyway, people have gone there and prayed for such a long time that there's a huge amount of energy. So when people got there and could get there and touch this statue, he was infused with a deeper connection. And then he just thought he was having fun. When he was done with it, he went out in front of the temple with his friends and started dancing. Yes, he danced because that's what he did on this tour of Egypt. What do you do when you're in the presence of great beings and beautiful architecture from throughout the ages and centuries and sacred places? You dance. So he did. So that cemented the connection with me. So now here I am. I've always been there. He honors me with a little statue. Those of you who are viewing this can see it over his shoulder, the white representation of me. And it's just a representation. It was funny because he found this beautiful, beautiful statue that he was so attracted to, but it was ancient and was hundreds of dollars, and he didn't want to pay that. And so another friend of his was at this place and really wanted it, so they bought it, and Peter just walked away, but he didn't feel bad because he said, oh, you'll find a $10 statue and you'll be just as happy. And he did, because the connection is here, not in the artifact. And now we want to invite you into this connection. We want to invite you into the galactic brotherhood, sisterhood, familyhood of your lineage. Many of you connect with the Pleiadians or the Arcturians or the Sirians or the Lyrans. And I am here to tell you all. Connect with all. Of course you feel at home with some of these groupings because you spent much time with them. But you didn't emerge as a Pleiadian or emerge as an earthling. You emerged as a fractal of God, a piece of God consciousness in what you would call your galaxy, your solar system. And you chose where to align your energies with so you can experience life in those ways on those planets. That is your lineage, but it is not you. So we want to invite you to merge with all of the expression of consciousness. We call it humanity, but we're not talking about earthlings. We want you to connect with all of the galactic humanity now. And whether you choose to say, I'm from this planet or that planet, it's just like saying, oh, this is my teacher or that's my teacher. At a certain point, you're going to say, I am that I am. Oh, here's Peter again telling us we must do the Popeye joke. I am that I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Because that's how he learned it when he was a kid. But it is truth in that even. And you don't need a can of spinach. So if you can just acknowledge that you are a fractal of Source and that you've had many, many lives on many, many planets. And you can choose to say, this is part of my lineage. But don't fall into the trap, I am this, or I come from that. No. Expand even more. And so we're going to give you a moment for receiving, allowing the transmission of how expansive you are. Please close your eyes right now. And just breathe in your connection to Source in this moment. Yes, yes. Propel it with gratitude. And now, ask that your unconscious allow knowing of all that you've been in physicality, all the planetary bodies you've inhabited, so you know your lineages and your races. Yes, yes. And now, celebrate that you are connected to all of this. You're not just this person or that person, or learn from this teacher or that teacher. You are a fractal of God. You are sovereign. Claim it, own it right now in this moment. Be it all. You're going to be quiet in this moment and amplify this awareness to set into you. You are so blessed. You are so magnificent. If you could see what we see in this moment, allow yourself to see it. Allow yourself to connect. Yes. Beautiful, shiny fractals of God, expressing multidimensionally throughout time and space, on different planets, throughout whatever lineage you felt comfortable in. Yes, this is you. Claim it, own it now. Remember it. You don't have to credit your teachers anymore. Thank them, but do not credit them. You own it now. Start to speak your own sovereign truth, your own authority. Yes, that is what we see. That is what you are. Allow it. And if you wish, you now have a connection with Sekhmet energy. You can speak with me just as Peter speaks with me. I would love that. Thank you. Okay, I didn't expect any of that. No transmission from Sekhmet to really just pump us up with our galactic connections and understanding our roots as a fractal of the divine. Just beautiful. So the big takeaway for me is you are sovereign, of course. So you're going to claim it and start to realize it's not just somebody taught you. You're going to say, I am, I believe, I know. And that's going to propel you into higher levels of frequency. So can't wait to hear you put your comments below, especially if you had any connection with Sekhmet during that transmission, or if you get any information from her. Please put it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share. Stay blessed.